Hi everyone! Today's story is a read-aloud story that is very close to my heart. This book is one that I love to read in the classroom with all of my students, and it's also one I've read on this channel a couple times before. This book talks about the impact of white privilege and white supremacy on a community. And it talks about it in a child-friendly, kid-friendly way. So it's really easy for anyone of any age to understand, or at least begin to have these conversations about the impact of white privilege and white supremacy on a community, and how racial equity, treating everybody, no matter what color their skin is, with kindness, compassion, and justly, and how that makes for a safer, healthier, and kinder community. Okay, friends, let's get into it. Grab your comfy pillows, and let's get started on story time. Today's book, I'm going to scoot over here. Today's book is called Race Cars, a children's book about white privilege. Let's open our book. This is Chase. Chase is a black car, race car. This is Ace. Ace is a white race car. They live in a world with lots of other race cars. Big ones, small ones, short ones, tall ones. Old ones, new ones, black ones, blue ones, pink ones, white ones, green ones, brown ones, red ones, black ones, white ones. Wrong ones and right ones. Chase and Ace have been best friends forever. Here they are. Here's Chase. Here's Ace. For as long as they can remember, they have been training together for the world-famous annual race car race. Last year, they were finally old enough to enter the race. Look at all these beautiful, unique cars. Different wheels, different paint, different windows, different shapes. For as long as anyone could remember, every year when the big race came around, a white car would win 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place, and the most important of all, a white car would always win 1st place. They'd be number 1. Until last year. Last year, Chase won the race. Last year, Chase won 1st place. Ace won 4th place. Sometimes competition can come between friends, but not these two. Ace was so happy for Chase, and Chase was so happy for Ace. They loved to race and did not care about the place. Chase was the first ever black car, well, any car that wasn't white, won the big race. This was a very special year. There were, however, some cars that did care about place. These cars were on the race committee. No one had ever seen them, but everyone knew who they were. They held all the power in the world. They made all the rules for the annual race car race. Rumor has it, the members of the race car race were all white cars. They were all the same color paint. When the committee heard about Chase winning, they were not happy. As long as the white cars kept winning the race, the members could keep their space on the committee. If other cars started to win, who knows what would happen? "How could this have happened?" they roared. "White cars have the fastest tires and the most powerful engines. How could a black car have won first place? This is a disgrace." The committee, these white cars, decided to change a few rules to make it easier for white cars to win and harder for all other colored cars to win. Next year rolled around and Chase and Ace were ready to race again. They had spent all summer training and they knew the route by heart. Let's see the race route. You go once around the track. Shoo! Straight through the cornfield. Over the blue mountain with snow on top. Through the magical forest. Across the bridge. Over the finish line. Race day has come. Today's the day. And Chase started off faster than ever. He zipped around the track as the crowds cheered him on. "Go, Chase, go! Go, Chase, go!" Then he shot through the cornfields in record time, as fast as ever. He made it up the mountain, over the snow, in the blink of an eye. So fast. He wove through the trees in the magical forest. Ooh. Chase was getting ready to cross the bridge when he noticed a sign that had not been there before. And the sign said, "Bridge is for white cars only. All other race cars must go around the river." So only cars that are white are allowed on the bridge. Every other color has to go the long, long, long way. And they don't get a bridge to go over the water. Chase paused for a second. That's strange, he thought. But he did not want to waste any more time. Chase sped around the river as fast as he could, across the river, and jumped over the finish line. Even without taking the bridge, Ace came in third place, and Chase managed to come in second. Ace was so happy for Chase, and Chase was so happy for Ace. They loved to race and did not care about the place. But back at home, something was bothering Chase. It just did not seem fair that the bridge was for whites only. It took twice as long to go around the river. He reminded himself that he just loved racing and that it didn't really matter whether he won or not. But he could not help feeling like he was not as good as the other cars. Was something wrong with him? He shrugged it off and decided to train even harder next year. Back at Ace's house, Ace was snuggled up in bed. He was smiling. He loved to race and did not care about the place. But boy, oh boy, did it feel good to place and win a bronze medal this year. He drifted off to sleep dreaming of next year's race car race. When the committee heard about Chase winning second place, they were not happy. "How could a black car have won second place? This is a disgrace." The committee decided to change a few more rules. Oh no. It made it easier for white cars and harder for all the other colors. The next year rolled around and Chase and Ace were ready to race. Chase started off faster than ever. "Go, Chase, go! Go, Chase, go!" He zipped around the track as the crowds cheered him on. Then he shot through the cornfields in record time, and he made it up the Blue Mountain over the snow in a blink of an eye. Chase was heading for the magical forest when he noticed something he had never seen before. A forked road with a new sign. "Whites stay to the left and all other cars stay to the right." Chase paused for a moment. That's strange, he thought, but he did not want to waste any more time. So all the white cars got to go down the super easy, safe, straight road. And every other color had to go down this loop-de-loop road that didn't even lead to the finish line. Some of it leads to nowhere. He sped off into the magical forest faster and faster and faster until he realized, oh no, he was lost. That house wasn't there before, and neither was that owl. Excuse me, Mr. Owl. I seem to be lost. Could you tell me how to get out of this forest? Oh, of course. Follow me. The wise, friendly owl led Chase right through the woods and sent him on his way. Chase sped around the river as fast as he could and jumped over the finish line. Even though he got lost in the magical forest, and even though he could not take the bridge across the water, Chase managed to come in third place. Ace came in second. Ace was so happy for Chase, and Chase was happy for Ace. They loved to race and did not care about the place. Back at home, something was bothering Chase. He reminded himself that he just loved racing and could not help feeling that he loved racing and that it didn't really matter whether he won or not. But he could not help feeling like he was not as good as the other cars. He's got more teardrops. He's feeling really sad. Was something wrong with him? Why did he get lost and not Ace? He shrugged it off and decided to train even harder for next year. Back at Ace's house, Ace was snuggled up in bed and smiling. He loved to race and did not care about the place, but boy, oh boy. Hi, Chuck. Hi, buddy. Say hi to our reading friends. Hi, everybody. Ace did not expect to be faster than Chase. In all their practices, Chase was always faster than Ace. I must be getting faster, though, thought Ace. And something must be wrong with Chase. He shrugged his shoulders and drifted off to sleep, dreaming of next year's race car race. When the committee heard about Chase winning 3rd place, they were not happy. How could a black cat have won 3rd place? This is a disgrace. The committee decided to change even more rules. It's not very kind. These rules were to make it easier for white cars to win and even harder than it already is for all the other colors to win. Just in case. The next year rolled around and Chase and Ace were ready to race. Chase started off faster than ever. He zipped around the tracks as the crowd cheered him on. Go, Chase, go! Go, Chase, go! Then he shot through the cornfields in record time. He made it up the mountain and over the snow in the blink of an eye. But at the top of the mountain, there was a police officer who stopped him.
Pull over, please. I need to see your identification.
Chase paused for a second. That's strange, he thought. None of the white cars seemed to be getting stopped. But he did not want to waste time anymore. He showed the officer his identification and continued on his way. He sped off towards the magical forest. When Chase got to the forked road in the forest, Mr. Owl was there waiting for him to show him the way out. The wise, friendly owl led Chase right through the woods and sent him on his way. Chase sped around the river as fast as he could and jumped over the finish line. But because the race officer had stopped Chase, he did not get 4th place, or 3rd, or 2nd. But Ace came in 1st place. Chase was happy for Ace, but they were both upset about Chase's race. They loved to race and did not care about the place. But the committee had just announced a new rule. Cars that did not place 3rd, 2nd, or 1st could no longer race next year. And that means next year, Chase would not be allowed to race because of this new rule. Ooh. Chase is feeling very sad and disappointed. Let's check in with his feelings. Let's hear what he has to say. Back at home, Chase was devastated. That's a big word. He's got a big sadness spot. He did not care about place, but he loved to race. What would he do now? Chase could not help feeling like he was not as good as the other cars. Something was definitely wrong with him. Why else would he not be allowed to race? That night, Chase cried himself into a long, deep sleep. Back at Ace's house, Ace was snuggled up in bed. He loved to race and did not care about the place, but boy, oh boy, did it feel good to win a gold medal this year. But something did not feel quite right. He didn't understand why Chase did not place. He's the fastest car I know, thought Ace. Next year would not be the same without his best friend. Chase was the reason that Ace liked to race in the first place. Ace sighed, shrugged his shoulders, and drifted off into a long, deep sleep. Next year rolled around and Chase was at the race to cheer on his best friend. Ace started the race faster than ever. He zipped around the track as the crowds cheered him on. Go, Ace, go! Go, Ace, go! Then he shot through the cornfields in record time, He made it up to the top of the mountain in the blink of an eye. Ace was heading for the magical forest when something made him stop and pause. He had seen this sign before but never thought about it too much. This year, Ace wanted to know what was down the path with the black arrow. Ace sped into the magical forest. He's going the way that Chase usually goes. He's going the way that all colors are going except for the white ones. He's going where everyone else had to go. Ace sped off into the magical forest, faster and faster, until he realized he was lost. Back at the track, the race officials were starting to get worried. All the cars had finished the race except for Ace. Where could he be? The race officers looked everywhere, but could not find Ace. The officials called the committee, and the committee decided to hold a meeting to figure out the best way to find Ace. We need the fastest race car ever, said one. The very fastest race car should surely be able to find Ace, said another. They were all in agreement. But the fastest race car is really Chase, even though we did not let him race, added one member. If we choose Chase, the world will know that we made the rules hard, that we rigged the race. The committee was reluctant, but agreed they must save Ace. Take down those signs. This is a special case. We must let Chase race at his fastest pace. It's awesome and really great that the race car committee is doing all of this work to help find Ace. But how come they didn't do this when Chase got lost? Something we should remind the race car committee to do is remind them that no matter what color the race car's paint is, no matter what color they are, we should be putting in the same amount of effort to try and find some car who's lost, no matter what their skin color is. All of this work was done to find Ace, but no one was looking for Chase when he got lost. I hope in the future of our story, the race car committee grows and learns to take care of all the cars in their community and not just the white ones. Let's see what happens. Look who's here. Chase was nervous at first. He was not sure that he was as fast as he once was because he hasn't been winning the races. But he quickly agreed to save his best friend. Here I come, Ace! Here I come! Said Chase. He zipped around the track. He shot through the cornfields. He made it up the Blue Mountain. When he got to the magical forest, Mr. Owl was waiting there with his friend Ace. I'm so sorry it took so long for me to realize how much harder it was for you to win the race, Chase, said Ace. The best friends hugged. Then together, Ace and Chase finished the race. Across the bridge, hey, they got rid of the sign. They're letting Chase on the bridge again. And the friends had finished in record time. The committee decided to give Chase the gold medal this year. Ace was so happy for Chase, and Chase was so happy for Ace. Chase did not care about place, but boy, oh boy, did it feel good to finally win that race. The end. 1, 2, 3. Friends, this book is one of my favorites. It's a really fun book to read because we get to follow two really good friends and we get to learn in a unique way how just one rule, just one action can make it easier or harder for different types of people. Different cars. The race car committee was full of white race cars who wanted to make it easier for cars that looked like them. So they made a whole bunch of rules that made it really, really easy for all the white cars to win. But they didn't think about how hard it was making the race for all the other cars. And we hope that they were not trying to do it in a mean way, but just to elevate, to bring up the cars of their color. But that's not very kind. They made rules that made it really, really, really hard for Chase, who's a black car, and other cars that are pink, yellow, red, green, blue, orange, gray, and maybe even rainbow, from winning the race. And they didn't stop at just changing one rule. They changed a whole bunch of rules. And the only way that made them change it is when a white car got lost. And that's great that the rules changed, but we want to work towards making sure these kind of rules don't happen ever. This story tells us about the impact, what happens when we practice white privilege. White privilege is when people or cars who are white use their power, use their voice to make it harder for people or cars that are different colors to live safely, to live freely, and to even live happily and healthily. We saw in our story the white race car committee was practicing white privilege and white supremacy by making it really, really hard for Chase and all the blue cars and all the black cars and purple cars and rainbow cars and glitter cars to win the race. And yes, it's not that fun not winning, but it also made Chase feel he lost his confidence spot. He lost his happiness spot and his love spot. He was starting to feel really sad and worried. He felt like he didn't belong. The impact of white privilege and white supremacy can really hurt someone's feelings, someone's life, and someone's health. Now that's a really, really big thing to think about when you're a little kid. And that's okay if you don't fully understand it yet. All you have to do is focus on, when you can, choosing kindness. Whether that's asking for space, using your voice, sharing with others, or even if it's something as simple as saying thank you. Practicing kindness and compassion is a wonderful way to help dismantle white privilege and white supremacy. And lovely humans that have been reading with me, we're going to read this book a couple more times, and we're going to split it up into smaller sections. So it'll be Race Cars Part 1, Part 2, Part 3. And I'd love for you to read this series with me and join me with this while we talk about how us as tiny humans can help change the world with something as simple as reminding ourselves and others that we belong. Okay. I loved reading with you today. That was a really deep story time. Go run around, go do some jumps, go wiggle and shake it off. And if you were able to sit and read with me for the whole time, you are amazing. And if you had to wiggle and jiggle a little bit, that's okay. It's a long story. We made it through. Thank you for reading with me today. Thank you for listening. And thank you for being you. I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.